So in this case, either aeroplane is flying horizontally at certain height at radar station, or else the reflector is approaching the source or detector. Here both are at rest. Okay. In this case, what is the frequency detected by the detector? Frequency detected means the nu dash equals to how much. Detector is detecting the frequency means it is considered as observer, Nana. Same story. Here detector is at rest, V naught equals to 0. Source is at rest, Vs is equals to 0. Okay. So either first question or second question. How to solve this question? I think. Okay. So for the incident wave, the reflector behaves as observer. So the velocity of reflector is taken as velocity of observer in case of incident wave. Okay. In case of incident wave, observer is in motion towards the source now. Towards the source. Then the frequency received by the reflector, nu1 equals to, when observer is approaching the source, what is the formula?
V by V plus Vs.
Observer, Nana, not source.
V minus V plus V naught by V.
Right. Into nu. Okay. Take here the frequency of sound, frequency of the wave incidenting on that. Take it as like 1020 hertz, 1020. Okay. And here velocity of observer already given. This is 540 means to convert into meter per second. What to do, you know? 8 in 3s are 30, 35s are 150 meters per second. This is. Okay. And take velocity of this wave as 6 or 305 meters per second. Okay, so frequency of incident wave I am finding out V plus V naught, V naught 150. This is 305 plus 150 by 305 into 1020. Better we take 1220, that is better, Monana. Take the frequency as 12220, Nana. So that you can cancel here with 4 times.
0, sir.
This is 455 into 4.
1820.
How much, Nana?
1820.
Correct. 1820 hertz. Right, correct. Okay. Next, after incidenting, if it is the incident wave, yesterday what I told, Nana? The reflected wave also has the same frequency. I don't know whether you remembered or not.
Yes, sir.
Right. So frequency of reflected wave is also equals to frequency of incident wave. That implies frequency of reflected wave is equals to nu1, same, that equals to 1820 hertz. Okay. While reflecting, detector is at rest or in motion, Anand?
Detector is in rest only, sir.
At rest. Detector is at rest. And while reflecting, the reflector means wall behaves as source or observer.
Yes.
Right. So this time for the reflected wave, it behaves as source. Source velocity already you calculated, it is 150 now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When source is approaching the observer, I think wavelength will be changed.
Yes, sir.
When source is in motion, wavelength will be changed. Am I right?
Sir.
So here,
Yes,
since
sir.
the source is in motion, that too moving towards the observer, source is approaching the stationary observer. Okay, the wavelength will be lambda dash equals to V by
Minus
nu. V is V minus Vs or V plus Vs now?
V minus Vs.
Right. V minus Vs by nu. Nu is nu1, what I calculated here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Reflected wave frequency is nu1.
Yes, sir.
Right. This is lambda dash now. Therefore, the frequency received by the observer nu dash equals to V by lambda dash, where V is, while calculating the frequency, we have to write with respect to observer. Observer
Yes, sir.
rest or in motion.
It's at rest.
Rest means here no need to write plus or minus 0. Okay, so that is V only. Therefore, nu dash equals to, I got V by V minus Vs, okay, by nu1, that is into nu1. Okay, now we have to substitute the values. V is how much? 305 by 305 minus 150 into nu1, we already calculated 1820. Suppose he is applying the Doppler effect, whatever we found here, for light, and means for light waves, and for sound waves. Okay. If you apply the Doppler effect for both the waves, means electromagnetic waves, mechanical waves. Okay. In which case, the Doppler effect is symmetric. Okay, this is one question now. So, in which case it is symmetric? The Doppler effect is symmetric.
Ante same ana, sir.
Symmetric means, first of all, that only what I am going to say. Symmetric means what is the meaning?
అంటే
Okay.
ఏదైనా తీసుకుంటే 2 ఈక్వల్ హాఫ్స్ చేయొచ్చు అని సార్.
Okay. Yeah, that is in mathematics. And what you are saying, the sine curve, cos curve, we say symmetric. If you see half, it is exactly symmetric to the other. What we say in mathematics. Okay, that's what you're saying. Exactly half cheste here, both are symmetric. Okay. Here in the same way, symmetric means this is Doppler effect. Doppler effect related to relative motion. Okay. What he says, in case of observer is at rest and source is approaching.
లైట్ ఈక్వల్ అన్నా సార్.
అదే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నాను. Symmetric meaning is when the observer is at rest and source is approaching, that time you try to calculate one frequency. Okay. Second time, source is at rest and observer is approaching. Calculate the frequency second time. If both are equal in relative motion, then it is said to be symmetric. Okay. We are starting when means I am coming to first sound waves. In case of sound waves, first one, source is approaching. Okay. When source is approaching the stationary observer, the frequency will be V by
V minus
V minus Vs into nu. Source is approaching. And in second case, frequency observer is approaching.
V minus V naught by V.
Ah, observer is approaching.
Plus sir, V plus.
V naught by V into nu. Okay. You are asking the case of symmetric. That's why you have to assume these velocities are equal in the two cases. Okay. Let them be U nana. Take them as U. So I can write nu1 here as nu1 is equals to V by V minus U into nu. And then nu2 here I write it as V plus U by V into nu. Okay. Surely, if you see the equation, absolutely they are not correct. Means they are not equal. Okay. But you can do some calculation there now. Check here. Nu1, I am writing like, actually I got V by V minus U into nu. What I am going to do, divide with V, divide with V. Then both numerator and denominator.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then numerator will become 1 V by V divided by denominator will become 1 minus U by V.
Yes, sir.
Into nu. Okay. Take the denominator to the numerator. Then nu1 is equals to I will get 1 minus U by V whole power minus 1 into U.
U, sir.
Into nu. Okay. Then here, if you apply the binomial expansion, after doing the binomial expansion, in this case, provided U is much less than V, you can't neglect the higher order terms. Okay. When you come to sound, velocity of sound is just 330 or 340 meters per second. Very less. Okay. And U, the source or observer, generally they move at a speed of like some 40 or 50 meters per second. Okay. If it is like 1 or 2 or 3 meters per second, then you can neglect. But this is 40 or 50, you can't neglect, Nana. If U is not much less than V, you can't neglect these higher order terms. Okay. So it is not appeared like not equals to 1 plus U by V into nu. Okay. Not equal to. Why? Because I am not able to neglect the higher order terms. So I can't write it as 1 plus U by V into nu. Now you can ask why you are writing in this form, sir. Okay. Look at nu2. Split this one.
1 plus
V by V, 1 plus this is U by V into nu. That is exactly, second frequency is exactly in the form of 1 plus U by V into nu. But the first frequency I am not getting exactly equals to 1 plus U by V into nu. So are they equal or unequal?
equal, sir.
Unequal means directly I say sound waves are not symmetric. Okay, while applying the Doppler effect. So final conclusion here I am writing Doppler effect is not symmetric. Is not symmetric in sound. I come to light waves. Okay, light waves means the velocity is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second I have to write, which is generally represented with the letter C. C means velocity of light. Okay, that velocity of light is obviously much greater than in the first case or second case, much greater than velocity of source as well as much greater than velocity of observer in both the cases. Means simply I can write C is much greater than U, what I assumed here, velocity of source or observer. Okay, then obviously I can write here 1 is much greater than u by c by taking c to the other hand.
Yes, sir.
That implies u by c is much less than 1 if you reverse the terms. Change the hands.
Yes, sir.
1 is much greater means u by c is much lesser. Okay, interchange the two terms now. Okay, much lesser means here in this expansion, first frequency while calculating u by c is much less than 1 means you can neglect the higher order terms. If you neglect the higher order terms, the first frequency I can write it as equals to 1 plus u by b means u by c in case of light into nu 1 by neglecting all the higher order terms. Already nu 2 I got, whereas nu 2 equals to 1 plus u by b. Already I got that one, u by c into
Nu1 equal to nu2.
nu 1 equals to nu 2 means both are equal. Equal means symmetric or asymmetric.
Symmetric, sir.
That's why conclusion Doppler effect is symmetric in light. Okay, so that is asymmetric. Asymmetric means not symmetric. Doppler effect is asymmetric in sound. Doppler effect is symmetric in light. Okay. Suppose if you take force here, Nana. Okay. That source, obviously, you know, delivers the sound in all directions. Okay. Delivers the sound in all directions means we draw like this. In all directions, 3 dimensions. Okay. While delivering the sound, what he says, if it is the point source, okay, just like a point, not like a cube like Nana, extended source, just like a point source. That point source, we can assume while delivering the sound like this waveform, right? For our convenience, we can construct the spheres around it by taking it as center like this. Okay, concentric spheres. Concentric spheres means, suppose this is the point source. If I construct the concentric spheres like this, okay. While explaining the Doppler effect also, I told one point to you. Nana delivers the sound like spheres here, Nana. While traveling, you may consider the wave as here while coming from the source. Here you may assume the crust, there you may assume the trough, and again crust and again trough. Like this you can assume, Nana. Already I told. The spheres are actually called as wave fronts, Nana. Means I am giving introduction to the next chapter. Okay, connecting the two chapters, Nana. Waves and the next chapter. Okay.
Yes, sir.
While connecting, if you construct the spheres around a point source, those spheres are called as wavefronts. Right? And those wavefronts here, in one particular direction, if you observe, no need to construct the full sphere, Nana. You can construct part of the sphere like this. And you observe one thing here, while going away from the source, look at the surface is almost appearing like flat. It is appear to be more curved here. When you go away, it is appearing like a flat line. Observe, you only observe there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is appearing like flat means what he says from the source. When you are close to the source, the wavefronts are appeared like spherical wavefronts. And when you go away, they are appeared like flat surfaces. That's why these wavefronts are called as plane wavefronts. Okay, this is the story now, what he says. And look at the wave is traveling along the radius of the sphere, Nana. Look at the radius and the surface in mathematics. They are always perpendicular to each other or parallel to each other. Radius and surface in a sphere.
Perpendicular, sir.
That's why conclusion is the wavefronts and the propagation of wave are perpendicular to each other. This is the important point. Okay, na? So here what I have to remember, sir. Okay, basically, you have to remember number one, if the source is a point source, okay, nearer to the source, what type of wavefronts are formed? Spherical or planar? Spherical, 1 point.
Spherical, sir. Far and
Spherical. And number two, far away from the point source, the wavefronts are appeared like
plane.
Plane wavefronts, 2 points. And third point, the wavefronts and the propagation of wave both are always perpendicular to each other. These are the 3 points you have to remember for the next chapter. Okay. And related to this concept, Nana, in this chapter, what I require, sir? You said this is the introduction to the next chapter. Okay, sir. In this chapter, what the point is related to it? Okay. For that, in this chapter, they ask at one point, what will be the intensity of sound? Okay. Intensity basic definition, Nana. Already I told, I think, somewhere in this chapter. Intensity is equals to energy per unit area in unit time. Okay. Where energy divided by time. In first year, energy divided by time is what, Nana? Energy is nothing but work. Work divided by time. In mechanics.
Sir.
Work divided by time. Okay, not recollected that name. Power. Work energy power chapter. Work divided by time is power. Power divided by area. You can write. Okay, Nana? So generally for the source, any source, Nana, light source, if you see, I think there they print the values like this is 32 watts bulb, even LED bulbs also. 32 watts bulb, 60 watt bulb, 100 watt bulb. Generally they print the wattage, power value. Okay. So for the given source, power is constant. So power is constant means intensity can be written as inversely proportional to area for the given source. Okay. Since the wavefronts are sphere, what do you write on an area? Surface area. Surface area of a sphere.
Pi r square, sir.
Pi r square or 4 pi r square?
3 pi r square, sir. Sphere. 4 pi r square.
Right. 4 pi r square. Okay. So here I write it as with a small r square, 4 pi r square. Okay. Here 4 pi is a constant. Then what can you say? I is inversely proportional to R square. This is one more point what you have to remember in this chapter. For the point source. For the point source, I is inversely proportional to R square. In next chapter, for spherical wavefronts, I is inversely proportional to R square. This is interlinked concept for the next chapter. Okay, why? Because point source and nearer distance produces spherical wavefronts. So for spherical wavefronts also, I is inversely proportional to R square. Understood this concept, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Then here you can understand that when the distance is increased, intensity is appeared to be decreased or increased.
Decrease.
So from the point source here of sound, when the distance, when you go away, distance is increased, the intensity is decreased. Okay, and due to persistence of hearing, even though the intensity won't become to zero, means intensity before reaching to the zero value, I is still not equal to zero. Okay, yet one intensity that becomes inaudible. Inaudible means, I think you understood. You can't hear that sound.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. You can't hear that sound means that inaudible intensity is called as threshold intensity. Threshold intensity means the intensity at which the human can't hear the sound. Okay?
Sir.
That is surely not equals to zero. So generally when you come to objective, we have to remember its value now. Its value, threshold intensity, suppose if you represent with the I naught, that value is 10 power minus 12 watt per meter square. Okay, power by area, so unit is watt per meter square. This is threshold of intensity.
Threshold intensity.
Okay, for human, right?
Okay, sir.
Then here we generally ask, sir, here the human can hear the sounds, okay, from what upper limit to what lower limit, sir? Okay, means from what maximum intensity to what minimum intensity. Minimum intensity already I told. If the intensity is less than this value, it becomes inaudible.
You cannot.
You can't hear. Okay, but not equal to zero. Then what is the maximum upper limit? Okay, that upper limit they found I max. Okay, up to which the person can hear the sound. Okay, without gaining any pain to the ears. Okay, so I maximum value is 10 power 12 watts per minute. That is plus 12.
Yes, sir.
So maximum is 10 power plus 12, minimum is 10 power minus 12. Bell, scientist Bell found that one. Okay, Bell proposed that if you say the intensity in log scale compared to the threshold intensity, okay, this is named as loudness. Okay, and it is proposed by Bell. That's why it is measured in the unit of Bell only on his name. Loudness, unit is Bell, is measured in log scale, log base 10, no, not base E, base 10 only, log base 10, I by I naught. Means intensity of one sound compared to the threshold intensity. Okay, it is called as loudness. But if you measure in Bell, that value is becoming very small now. That's why later they changed the unit. Instead of bell, measure in decibels. That's why 1 bell is equals to, generally we write 10 decibels now. Okay. So if I measure the same loudness in decibels, I have to multiply with 10. So same I write here 10 log base 10 I by I naught, but the unit is dB. dB means decibel. Okay. This one generally we hear nowadays, what is the loudness while calculating for the pollution or something. Here, related to this loudness, Nana, okay, and you have to remember threshold intensity is 10 power minus 2. Okay, don't forget that one.
Yes, sir.
And here, suppose if he says at a particular intensity I1, okay, not given, the loudness is given as is equals to 10 decibels. Okay, or better you take some other value, 40 decibels. What is it? Okay, and at some other intensity I2, loudness is equals to, okay, some 80 decibels. Right? Then the question is, find the ratio of I1 to I2. I1 by I2 equals to how much? This is the question. So first question here, I1 means how to write loudness is 40 is equals to, here I have to write 10 log I1 by I0. Don't write I1 by I2 straight away. I1 by I0. So here I will get 4 is equals to log base 10 I by I0, or I is equals to 10 power 4 times of I0. Anyone. That is your wish now. Okay. Or else directly I keep it. Okay. This is equation 1. Second equation, Anna.
10 power
Again,
8.
loudness is given as 80.
I2 equal to 10 power 8 I0.
Right, good. According to your calculation. Right, nice, correct. 10 log my calculation I2 by I0. So here I cancel. I write 8 is equals to log I2 by I0. Okay.
10 power
Sir, why you are
minus
not writing 10 power 4 I0 and 10 power 8 I0? Okay. Simple, what I am doing, here I am going to eliminate that I0, Nana. So directly I subtract the two equations. Means 8 minus 4.
4.
Okay. That is 4. Left hand side. Means what I am doing, second equation minus first equation. That is
4 is equal.
4 is equals to other side. Log I2 by I0 minus log I1 by I0.
Log A minus log B equal to log A by B, sir.
Then I0 will get cancelled now straight away after writing A by B.
I2 by I1, sir.
Log I will get I2 by I1.
The base
Is 4. Therefore, 10 power 4 is equals to I2 by I1.
I1 by I2 equal to 10 power minus 4.
That's it. Over. That implies I1 by I2 is equals to 10 power minus 4.
Decibel. No evidence, no, sir.
Even by your method also you will get the same answer now.
Same.
At a particular place, the loudness is equals to, say, some 20 decibels. Okay. This is the loudness given by a point source at a distance of 2 meters from it. Okay. take I naught is equals to 10 power minus 12 watt per meter square. That is I naught value. Okay, now?
Okay, sir.
Then find the loudness when the distance from the point source is doubled. Point source means already I told they are spherical wavefronts now. Distance is
Yes, sir.
4 meters.
4.
What will
I
be?
is by R square, sir.
I is inversely proportional to R square. Very good. From this you have to find out first. Then what can you write? I1 by I2?
R2 by R1 whole square.
Very good. From this one, this is I1 at the first position. This is I2 at the second position. You are saying that I1 by I2 is equal to R2 square by R1 square. According to the formula, since I is inversely proportional to R square for spherical difference. Okay, exactly, you are right. So I1 by I2 equals to how much you will get? R2 square means 4 4s are 60 by R 4. I think you will get 4.
Yes, sir.
So I2 will be, can I write it as 4I1? No. I1 by 4.
Equal to 4I2.
Yeah. I1 is equals to 4I2. I want I2. So I2 is equals to I1 by 4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then here he is asking the loudness at the second position. Okay. To find out the loudness at second position, generally according to the formula, loudness is equals to in decibels 10 log I
by
second position. I naught. I write it as I2. Correct enough? I naught I can substitute Nana. Okay, well and good. But I2 I don't know Nana.
20 decibels అని ఇచ్చాడు కదా సార్. 20 decibels అని ఇచ్చాడు కదా సార్ ఫస్ట్ దాంట్లో.
That is intensity. That is at the position, at the first position, not at the second position. Second position he is asking.
I2 can be written as I1 by 4, no sir?
I2 can I1 by 4, but I1.
Sir, 20 is equal to log of 10 log I1 by I0, sir.
From there I have to find out I1 first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Now come back. Here from the first loudness, 20 is equals to 10 log I1 by I0. Okay. 10 power 2 is equals to I1 by I0. I0 is 10 power minus 12. So by multiplication, I1 is equals to
10 power minus 10.
Right. Then you can write I2 is equals to I1 by 4. Means 10 power minus 10 by 4. Okay. This one you substitute here, Nana. Therefore, loudness is equals to 10 log I2, 10 power minus 4 by 4 divided by, 10 power minus 10 divided by 4 by I0, 10 power minus 12. Okay. Bring it to the numerator, Nana. 10 log
25.
Means directly you are saying 25, but better I write 100 by 4.
Base 10, sir.
Log 25, I don't know that value.
Base 10. Base 10.
Base 10 log 25, do you know that value?
5 square రాసుకోవచ్చు sir.
At least log 5, do you know?
0.3 something వస్తుంది sir.
That is log 2, Nana. Log 2 is 0.3010.
Sir.
That's why what I am doing without cancelling, here I write it as log 100 minus log 4. Now you can write log 100 is how much, Nana?
2.
10 square. That is 2. Very good. And this is a 2 log 2.
0.6.
Approximately 0.6. Okay.
10 into 14,
10 into 1.4. Therefore, it will
14.
be approximately 14 decibels. Nearly 14 decibels.
Yes, sir.